this is why I matter. This is why I'm worth something. And it's like, dude, you're worth something because you are, period. And so, you know, it's a weird kind of thing to get sucked into, but anyway.
No, but
living next to someone who gets bukkakied is a no-no.
Facts.
We're friends that laugh, we're friends that shout. Sometimes we don't know what we're talking about, but that won't stop us. Nothing can stop us. Ooh, yeah. 'Cause I'm sure you use the love, just rebrand it enough. It's stronger, better, bigger power, 'cause it is the golden hour. It's the golden hour.
Dude, what's up? Are we going?
Dude, are we both wearing plain white tees?
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Remember that
Real
song?
Slim Shady Stand Up. Which song are you thinking of?
Actually, I'm thinking of the hip hop one.
Slim
I
Shady.
bang in my white.
Yeah, that one.
I don't know that one. Is this Patreon?
No. It's not Patreon.
Them franchise boys.
Yep.
Ooh, what are Dim Boys up to, you think, these days?
I don't know what them boys are up to, honestly, but I will say this. I'll be in New York and Boston this weekend, and that's what this boy's going to be up to.
This boy.
So I'll be at the Beacon, and then I got a bunch of Atlanta and Savannah, and, you know,
I'm gonna be in La Jolla
chrisley.com.
this weekend with Matt, going to Red Rocks and Vegas.
Oh, yeah. Somebody said that they were, wait, La Jolla? No, that's in Denver, right?
No, this
Red
weekend.
Rock's in Denver. La
Red
Jolla's
Rocks.
his show.
La Jolla, I'll be in La Jolla Comedy Store in a couple weeks. And I'm also going to do one night in
say it
Helium
better.
in Indianapolis. Then I'm going to be in Lexington, Kentucky. Got some stuff coming up. Check it out.
Check
I
it
went to
out.
remember my website? They said they were going to change it today.
Oh, yeah, the AI?
Yeah, I wonder if they did. I told the dude, I was like, is this AI? I don't have this shirt, and this looks a little different. And he didn't answer, and he's like, we could swap it out.
It's definitely AI.
It's for sure AI.
It's AI.
I mean, I said to him, I was like, dude, there are pictures of me in front of sold-out crowds. Don't make them up. It makes it look like I don't sell out. If
I think you're leaning into it too much.
I'm starting to think about
scroll
it.
up.
Maybe you don't.
Well, scroll up. Scroll up. So that's sold out. Yeah, he does. He does. But that's an arena.
You're not
but
on
yeah.
it, huh?
Yeah, that's.
I don't know.
that's a
That's
good
green screen.
No, Nick.
Yeah, that's like you will find a U2 concert. Bono would be like,
Yeah.
Anyway,
paste them in there.
enough of that. But go to chrisley.com. I have a lot of dates.
And for sure update the site, because that was last week.
dude, I got
What
one of
do you mean?
those.
Oh, I know. I told
update it.
No, because I just told him the other day,
What? How long ago?
Friday.
Fired.
It's a Tuesday, and the
Fired.
weekend. Yeah, I'm gonna fire him. No, I'm not gonna fire him. But come on, man. It better be today, though.
It should be pretty easy.
Oh, it's definitely easy.
I'll take my boy Mark.
No, he has a whole company. Do
10
it.
minutes. 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
I'm getting furious right now.
Mark would have
Anyway.
a whole new website. in 10
Guys,
minutes.
I got a text message about one of those fake ones about like your iCloud account has been like, you know, and it's all this big, huge thing.
And
But then like who it's from, you know how you can see who
yeah.
it's from.
Oh, the email is crazy.
Yeah, this one's from AngelaWatson.768@pediatricians.com.
Legit. Legit.
Tell her I say hey.
Give her my.
I just think it's so ridiculous that they don't know
Yeah, I
whoever's
guess
trying
not.
to do this.
If I see a text message that long, I don't read it, no matter who it's from.
Yeah.
No, if that long.
It's my brother, maybe.
Brian sends long text messages like that, and
I'll read the beginning and the
I'm
end.
not going to read it. Sum it up for me.
Oh, dude, what about when like somebody like a fan or something sends you a long message on a DM? I just be like, if I have to go like
Scroll.
this, just
Yeah,
one,
yeah.
just that. But anyway, I hate because then they'll be like, "You got me on read." It's like, oh no, when you open this, it says read.
Yeah.
Like there should be a more accurate.
I think
account.
red, I would say red.
Yeah, red.
Red
Because it means
read,
you
same
read
thing.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I also know the algorithm. Get my attention right away.
No, I don't know.
Dick pic.
I'm just saying it should say like it should not say that you read this. It should.
You can turn that off.
I know, but what I'm saying though is like just because I opened it
Doesn't mean you read it.
doesn't mean
Opened. Have
it should say open, and it should be like a timer.
It should say opened. You're right.
You know what I mean? It's just say
God, you guys
open.
are asking a lot from Instagram.
Yeah, well, they can do it for sure. They have the technology to do it.
We could do it.
You know what I mean? It's like, come
Nick,
on.
how was
Instagram.
Zuck on Theo's?
It was good. It was
Cool.
good. I mean, you don't get anything.
It's
Yeah.
all the same.
Really
Juicy.
out of
I
him.
usually
Right,
always
right,
listen to Theo, and I went, I'm kind of set on that guy. I got it.
He had some.
Is he still acting tough or what?
Yeah, he was like, the first thing I do is fight people for 2 hours in the
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
But Theo had some funny shit. He was like, you
Still
look like a
running with
guy
it.
who looked up how to be a guy on YouTube.
That's hilarious.
And it's so quick, like, because then he follows it up with a question. So you, like,
They don't have time. Like,
Yeah.
it's such a dig. And like, okay, he's on to the next one.
but it was
Yeah,
cool.
Zuck is-
It was cool.
yeah.
Yeah, wow. Crazy. Could you I was thinking about this the other day, but like I don't I guess you don't you have people on Fighter and a Kid. You have people come.
Guest?
Yeah.
Very rare.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Like we have,
Would you do that?
And only friends. Like we had Jeff Dye. I mean, if,
right.
I don't know if we'd have Zuck.
Well, you
on.
had what's his name on Kato Kalin, right?
Yeah, but that's something I'm interested in.
Yeah. No, I understand.
But we get hit up all the time. Like there's agencies
Yeah.
like, what about this big star?
Right.
I'm like, no.
Right.
No, but I think but there are certain. Okay, it's one thing to have like, hey, my this actor's coming out in a movie. Can they come on Fighter and the Kid? Okay, I get it.
Yeah, no.
You get what? No.
Yeah, I get saying no,
Yeah.
but Zuckerberg.
No. I'm not saying Zuckerberg.
I don't think so. I like, and I'm not discrediting me or Brian. I have nothing to say to him.
Yes, you do though.
I don't though.
I think you do.
I don't buy his shtick. I don't buy any of it.
That's
I'm
what
not
you
a
have
fan.
to say to him.
No, I wouldn't bring him in and disrespect him. I respect him enough. I wouldn't bring him in and be like, hey, dude, I still
It's
think
okay
you're
to question.
I still think you're a cuck, dude.
But I'm not saying not Zuckerberg. Like you have Zuckerberg on because
Yeah, that's
he's
what I-
Zuckerberg. But
that's
I'm
what I
saying,
mean. It's
but
just
what
so
I'm
big.
saying is having people on that you're not interested in. Not that Theo's not interested in Zuckerberg. Theo is interested in everybody.
Everything,
But
yeah.
but I'm not. You know what I mean?
That's
so like,
my thing.
Yeah.
So I'm like, like we had guess you would know. I'm like, I just
Yeah, I
yeah.
get that.
I'm just
though.
not interested.
I know what
I
you
don't-
mean. I
Would
know
you
what
do
you
it?
It'd
mean.
be good for ratings. I'm like, I don't.
Yeah, but why would he be on Riffin with
no,
Griffin?
I'm not saying.
That'd be
I'm
great.
not saying Zuckerberg.
I give
I'm
him the
saying,
singing mic. Come on,
I'm
Zuck.
saying, would you have an interview kind of thing
Yeah.
where it's every week, and then every week, and then it's people. Sometimes it would have to be people you don't care about.
Yeah, I would.
You would do that.
I would do it.
Yeah,
I enjoy
Got it.
doing that.
That's why I was just yeah.
But I think like what I like about what Theo does is Theo just likes telling stories to different people. That's what I think is funny. So Theo's telling a story about one time there was this black dude in,
Right,
in a
right,
tow
right,
truck,
right.
and then you cut over here and it's
Right,
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
I mean that's hilarious.
Right.
But
That's
You know what I
exactly
mean?
how I look at it.
Yeah.
I want to see how they react. to
Yeah.
him.
yeah,
Even if it's someone I know everything
Like when
about.
Ben Affleck was on Theo and
There was some great clips.
the
from that.
accountant too, and he's like, "Yeah, John's my brother," and Theo's like, "Damn, that's your brother." He's like, "Yeah, I love that dude." He's like, "Damn, I didn't. That's crazy." And clearly Theo's joking. He just doesn't. And then Theo keeps going, "That's crazy. I didn't know it was your brother." Like clearly joke around. And then you see Ben's like, "Well, no, man, he's not like my blood brother." And Theo's like,
Yeah, but those guys.
"So what do you mean?"
Like Affleck is like doing junket after junket with fucking person who's just like, so tell me about your cast.
Right,
so he doesn't.
right,
You know what I
right.
mean? It's like
He's
so-
just used to saying a certain way.
yeah.
Then you sit down there and like Ben
a real
Affleck sitting there,
guy.
Theo's like, so the first time I did coke, and you're like, wait,
Yeah,
what?
Yeah.
I love that. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like for you guys, I just think it's funny to see Brian going in about some nonsense. But you know what? That's
Man, I just don't want to be there.
yeah, I'm just about to say that is what I'm saying is great about
That's
you.
where I'm at in life.
I mean, no, but that's great about you, man. I mean, actually, it's very telling for you to be here to say this. I'm giving you some praise right now. It's like if you disagree with things, about like that guy in particular. Yeah. So you're saying, I'm not trying to do gotcha journalism. I'm not trying to do you're just like, I got nothing to say to this guy, so let me move on with my life. I mean, I think that's great, especially in an era where this thing we do and social media and influencing and all that stuff, it's all about being negative.
Yeah.
I know. So
Right?
so all right. So you have an interview channel, okay? Hey, it's popular. Shania Twain. We want Shania Twain to be on.
Yeah.
You go. Let's do it.
Yeah. I've seen Shania Twain live. I would ask her about the horses.
I do love Shania Twain.
Yeah, I'd be like, I
Feel like a woman.
I saw Shania Twain in Vegas, And she
Guys,
brings.
I don't want to talk about Shania Twain.
Yeah, well, you brought it up, motherfucker. So we're talking about fans.
The whole point is, I don't want to talk about.
No. You started driving this road.
You should name somebody else.
So she
dude.
brings
I'm a huge fan.
She brings a horse out, and she's controlling this big animal while she's singing songs.
Magic.
Okay,
And
so
the whole time I'm looking, I'm like, oh my god,
Magic.
Is this horse gonna trample her if somebody flashes a thing, or is it gonna just shit right on the thing?
She's David Blaine.
So hold on. So okay,
and I would interview
the
her.
horse wants to be on your podcast. You interview the horse, the Shania Twain's horse.
Yeah,
And it can talk?
That is
if
something.
it can talk, yeah.
What now? His was a terrible example because she's
Yeah.
a massive star and we're a big fan.
But my point is
No,
a
but
massive
what
star.
about like Tucker Carlson? Clearly, you didn't get ratings. You don't really fuck with them.
But Tucker Carlson is way more interesting than Shania Twain.
Yeah, I see what he's saying.
What the fuck? You ask
That's gotta be our new thing.
you ask a few questions to Shania Twain.
That's if we have top 10 greatest Nick moments, that's top 5 right there. You saying some nonsense and then him going. Dun, 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 dun. That's
cool.
It's like making Candyman
Of course. See, I'm not like one side or the other. I would love to talk to Tucker
I know.
Carlson.
All right,
know.
bad example. The Hawk Tua girl.
Oh well, that's
no, that'd be hard.
See, you know what I'm saying? So people are doing it for the views.
Yeah.
But
No,
what the
that's-
fuck are you gonna talk to her about?
No, but I'm only
After crypto scam, you're like,
Listen,
I don't know.
at first, I would have probably
People were
wanted to do it,
interviewing her before that.
But since I've seen
crypto shit.
since I've seen some of the interviews, it's not good.
No,
What
but
happened
she
to her?
also
Is she
didn't
still
ask
doing
for it.
stuff?
She just came back.
She
to
just came back.
Way worse numbers.
To way worse numbers. What?
She took like 2 months off because of the crypto thing, and then she came back and like she was getting like 400,000. I think the last one was like 60.
Right. Yeah.
Still being violently
That's
God
still,
Yeah, I'm about to say.
still
God
weird.
damn
Worse
it.
numbers. I would love those.
But it's weird though that
Nick's like, she should just stop. They're under 100K. I'm like,
Sorry, that was.
maybe they want to hear what she has to say about.
No, but see, the thing is like, you're speaking from your thing. Is like what you don't realize is
18,000, Jesus Christ.
what you don't realize is you're very similar to.
the Hawk Tua girl.
No, you're very similar to Theo.
In what way?
Because Theo doesn't mind doing his
He
thing.
has his own language. Yeah, I have my own language. Yeah,
You have your own language.
Yeah.
So I would love to see
Yeah.
Tucker Carlson sitting next to you while you're going like this.
Yeah. But my shit would be, I would be bombing in front of these motherfuckers, dude. Bombing. Oh, you know what I mean?
You're all upside down.
JD
and Tucker-
Vance is just like,
You know, it'd be funny when they're talking all interesting.
That would be great.
No,
Congratulations, welcomes JD Vance.
That'd be great, Chris, with like Candace Owens, and you just keep going, really?
yeah. Like
Really?
Candace Owens. I wouldn't even know, Yeah. Candace Owens is a good one, but I think she's interesting. But yeah,
I love
But
Candace
see, the thing
Owens.
is like I would want to talk to these people, but I just would like it to.
Hell yeah.
That was Mark.
It's magical.
I think
Hey,
when we get the
do
new
you-
studio,
I
do you
listen to
feel
that.
like a woman?
cannot do Photoshop anymore.
That's Mark.
It's one of the rules.
It's Mark's studio, so I don't know.
I don't know.
All right.
I just wanted to be more casual.
Yeah.
You know,
Wow, Wiz Khalifa was on it? This is hilarious. Mark Hewitt was on it?
Well, as soon as someone's popping, the entertainers
See,
go,
that's so-
okay, that's the new thing, and they go over there. They're like politicians. They blow in the wind.
That's so weird.
Her last episode before said how to avoid getting canceled, and then she did her crypto thing, and then was gone for 2 months.
And
The
but
irony.
then she came back. She had fucking KSI on, and only
Who's
got
that she's on?
77,000 views.
This one, these are two kids who started doing clips talking Talk Tua, where they very seriously broke down her episodes and drank rosé. And
Those guys were funny.
and that
Oh, it's a joke?
he edited for Theo. I hired him, and he edited for us for a year. And then in like a month, he blew up, and they're getting millions of views. And then they went on the podcast, and the kid's making bank now.
Oh, wow.
Shout out Cam.
Does she take any responsibility in the crypto stuff?
I don't even know what happened, dude. Isn't it all a scam?
Yeah.
I had a crypto company hit me up. They're like, for $15,000, if you just post this, I'm like, you're out your goddamn mind, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do it for 30.
Right.
I would never.
But Thick coin would be great.
Oh, God. Thick
You
coin.
can't do coins.
Why not?
It's over. It's too many scams. You can't do it.
Isn't that what she did?
Yes, but I give her benefit of doubt. I don't think
There's like
I don't
after
think
there
she-
was like fart coin.
I don't think she knew what she was doing, and her team
course
did it
not.
and tried to capitalize on it, and then she just gets thrown under the bus.
Right.
Listen.
Yeah.
When you don't have a team, and then all of a sudden you have a team.
Right. You're fine.
Red flag.
How do you trust that team? Unless it's like your dad, and then if it's your dad and mom and
They don't know what
uncles,
they're doing.
What do they know about it?
Yeah, and they're
So
like
it's like,
crypto,
this is ridiculous.
$100,000, we'll do it.
I don't
think
know
they
what
just don't know.
I don't know what crypto even is, honestly.
You're the perfect candidate to do it. Then.
No, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't make a coin.
No.
No way. I would never have ever done
Congratulations,
that.
coin.
No, maybe in like 2000
Congrats, coin.
when it first came out. I didn't, but no way now.
Yeah.
That's crazy,
I don't know anyone doing it now.
I don't
Kuda
understand
coin?
what it is.
huh? Kuda
Kuda
coin. Yeah.
It's the ship sailed. It's
Yeesh
Yeah.
coin.
See something you like? Of course you do. This is a 2024 final edition Ram TRX, but not your normal Ram TRX. This thing has over 800 horsepower. It's 3 inches wider. Those are carbon fiber, Fiberworks wide body fenders front and rear. Also 20-inch wheels. You got the big brake kit up front from Willwood. You got 38-inch tires. This thing's one of one, and this could be yours. It's not for sale, but you can win it. It's easy. Go to drivefastallgas.com, pick up some merch, automatically enter to win. It's that easy. This could be yours. Carry on.
What's the thing? Remember the NFTs, dude?
Oh, yeah. That came and went. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I had people hit me up about that.
the
Dude,
difference-
Callan tried to get me in a Ponzi
the-
scheme with NFTs.
No, the difference
With
between
frogs.
the difference between
good thing
NFTs and coins is that you
real.
can actually understand NFTs.
The good thing about
Those are-
Callan is if he said it, it's not going to come to fruition anyway. So
the whole concept of NFTs is ridiculous.
Stupid.
You're telling me that you have the digital no. If I go onto a computer and I screenshot it, it's my picture now.
no, I understand. Yeah, that's
So
I
the
get
coins
it.
are different. Like the coins,
Yeah.
I
NFT
don't.
stands for not fucking talking about that. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
much.
That was quick. I like that.
I'll take that.
it's all right.
I'm
You
glad.
should have
to-
really. You didn't sell.
I
that
don't
one.
care,
No, I was glad to
I
get
know,
out. I was glad
but
to
I don't
get
like
out of
when
it.
you don't care about it,
dude.
I don't know.
I was gonna do it earlier, but then I was like, it's not that good, and then I was like, I'll do it.
Yeah, Bitcoin. Bitcoin's the only one. That's the one. People use that.
I guess that'll be.
The other ones, I don't understand what they even use them for.
I don't even understand what they
I'm
use.
just
Bit-
trying to
what they
learn
use them
Chat
for.
GPT.
What do they use
man. This whole
Bitcoin
world's
for?
moving fast.
Yeah. That shit's great.
Oh yeah. What was that?
That was the NBA NFTs.
Oh right.
And
right.
the most expensive one sold for $208,000, and now they're going for like 30, which is still
Dollars?
crazy. 1,000,
All right.
but still
Still, that's way lower though. But that's still a lot. But who the fuck will buy one now?
an idiot.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, rich people got dumb money anyway. For
I don't
dumb
understand this. I don't think I'll ever understand it. I don't think I'll ever understand it.
If you looked into it, you would. But it's
I don't
just
know, bro. I'm
stupid.
pretty dumb.
I think it's all money laundering. Rich
Yeah,
people use
well-
it just like they do with old art. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm spending $1 million on this, but I'm buying it from my friend, and then you're like, do some shit that way.
But how does that work? So you have $1 million.
Man, that was
You
tough.
buy an art
That's so tough.
piece, and that money then is laundered because you gave it to somebody.
I think you'd have to buy it from someone you know.
It's like Hunter Biden.
I'm going to sound
Remember
stupid,
Hunter
but
Biden's
I know
art?
art is used to money laundering.
Remember Hunter Biden's
Yeah.
art was going for like 500,000, 600,000. Like he's a legit artist. No, it was all laundering.
I just what?
Comedy club.
This isn't for you.
Comedy club laundering. I get. You could just say someone sold out. You could
Yeah.
say you sold out the weekend. Like if you own the comedy
Yeah.
club, you
Yeah.
go, I bring somebody in.
Yeah, I get that.
And then they just say they sold out. It's a cash business. You take the drug money, you put it in the coffers of the comedy club,
All right.
and then
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mafia
Got
shit,
it,
dude.
yeah.
It's called money laundering.
In terms of like art, though, I don't. I mean, listen. Anything that has like an inflated value,
We got to launder.
that's based off of like the culture of that.
Yeah.
Like
Man.
trucks and shoes and all that kind of stuff. That shit ain't worth that stuff.
Right.
I mean?
Right.
There's
I
no
get it.
car worth
No,
whatever
no.
you're saying
No,
it's
no, no,
worth.
I know.
It's
yeah.
a freaking car.
Yeah.
It's only worth off the nostalgia of the people
Yeah,
buying this.
I get that.
The exclusivity.
With the
Careful,
sale of the
careful
art-
though. But yeah,
Yeah, tread lightly.
my car's crazy good, but careful though. But yeah,
No, it's a piece of metal with an engine in it.
careful.
You know what I
Money
mean?
laundering might be the wrong term for the art. It's like tax evasion.
Yes.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay. And either way, I got to start painting. I got to start painting.
Way to hide money.
You know, you say that like we're making jokes right now.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, though. If you actually did start painting, you would make a lot of money.
I think you're wrong.
No.
Now that's the second dig you've given me this week.
What was the first?
Shania was the first one.
No. It was. I didn't like it.
You called yourself stupid.
Yeah, I know. Don't agree with me.
No. I get, you know, you should put a poll up. If Chris was started making art,
It would have to be good.
No, of course. I'm just saying, if you were, let's you said maybe you've been taking classes for 4 years, and this is your hobby.
I would never tell
It's
anyone.
because you're stressed out, and you're like, I'm painting because I'm stressed. And then you came out right now, it's like, you know, when I was going through all that stuff, this is what I painted, and people will be like, wow. And then this is like, you know, how people are like, you know, well, you're helping me with this art. I'm telling you, man.
Oh, I should have done
like
it.
it.
I'm telling you, you would. I'm just saying because of your
Yeah,
celebrity
I get it,
status,
yeah.
you would
Pretty
make
famous.
Yeah. So it's like that's what it is.
So what-
Jim Carrey is another
Yeah,
one.
I
that
understand.
did.
Well, he's a little more
It's
famous than I am.
Jim
but-
Carrey, though, right?
So Jim Carrey.
No,
It's
but-
Jim Carrey.
I know, but his art was like very controversial.
And that's the third one, and we don't like that. And so, so Jim Carrey is
Very famous.
But yeah, so
I'm just.
how much does he sell these for? I mean, like, or does he?
He also
think he
can
sells them.
paint.
Yeah, no, I know. It's like I don't know if I could do that.
I can't.
don't think
You're,
I
know.
you're not doing that.
Yeah, I guess we don't know
Try.
unless you try, but.
I like
Maybe
the
you start
positivity.
doing
You know, what? I like the
ceramics.
positivity. Remember, I told you you could make $2 million doing OnlyFans.
Yeah,
I lied.
that's 4.
Yeah, he's on a roll.
I think you could make more.
Oh, all right, we'll take it back. I'm not going to do OnlyFans, but
OnlyFans is a much easier route to make money.
oh yeah,
I don't think so.
you talk about learning art versus fucking shooting ping pong balls out of your pussy?
Who was actually shooting ping pong balls out of their
I don't
pussy?
know, man.
Tijuana
Can you look that
shit.
up, please?
But
There's coming one that we don't know about.
I think it was like when they went to Vietnam. the
Tijuana
shows, they
does
would
it
do
too.
that.
Yeah, Tijuana, Vietnam. Yeah, it's a whole
Mexico
thing.
too, right?
Yeah, it's
Look at the
Tijuana.
donkey shows.
OnlyFans.
What are donkey shows? I always hear that.
OnlyFans.
A woman fucks a donkey. Yeah, $20.
OnlyFans is crazy, bro. Like that.
Tell Shannon Sharpe.
I really. Oh yeah, huh? I really wonder what OnlyFans and the culture of it is going to do in how it will shape people in 20 years.
Not good.
Well, I mean,
You're saying if they're going to be around?
no, I'm saying how does it shape the culture? Like, how does it make people? Because like these women are gonna, a lot of these women are gonna get older and wish they didn't do it, right?
Depends what lifestyle. The big,
Yeah.
The big
You know,
ones
so
are
some-
like
yeah, of course.
paid for houses.
Of course, yeah, no, I get it.
I know, but the big ones are it's a very small
Yes.
percentage.
And
very small.
no, and a lot of those big ones are still going to have a lot of issues about it.
I agree.
But
You just hope you had enough money.
yeah,
That it's
yeah.
like you're like,
I
okay.
get it. Look, you know,
But I don't know if
you
it's that-
take big porn stars, right? Like Riley Reid, you know, like big porn stars. She got married, had a kid, and people are online like just being so shitty.
She needs
to her,
to lay
okay?
low.
So, but the point is,
Yeah, get
but,
offline.
but yeah, but the
Don't
point,
post your kid.
No, but the point, but on the other hand,
Say butt again.
you get to she can do what she wants, and it sucks. What?
Who did she marry?
I don't know, but it sucks that people
Some
are like,
dude.
I don't know. I know it wasn't a dude that don't got a lot of money.
I don't know who it was.
I don't know. They
I just
showed
saw
a
it
picture.
yesterday.
He's just like some regular white dudes. Like, that's
But
my girl.
Good for her.
but that's what I'm saying though. Like,
I
so
know,
she.
but listen, Chris.
I like the
get-
positivity
I know,
to
but the
It's just like-
you knew the job was dangerous when you took it.
I but did you though?
Yes, you
but
did.
But did you though? If you get into porn, you're 18.
If you stay in it,
You're in. What do
That's
you
like
mean?
being a fucking Hell's Angel.
I
I mean, like,
understand.
I didn't know.
I know, but when you're 18, right?
18
that.
sucking dick on camera?
Yeah,
and you're like,
it's-
no.
what?
Wait. I agree with both of you. When you're just doing it, you're not thinking ahead.
yeah,
When you're
there's
18, you're like, wow, look at all this money I'm making.
Not
'Cause-
the older
and it don't
ones.
even got to be a lot of money.
No, not the older ones. No, they didn't know it turned into this.
Yeah,
and
that's what I'm
social
saying.
media. But the current ones,
Right,
like
right,
that
right,
British girl who's getting fucked by 10,000 guys every
No.
fucking Tuesday,
That's a little different. Yes, that's a little different.
she
than,
knows
it's
exactly
the
what
same
she's
thing.
signing up
It's
for.
a little
No, I
different.
think it's different.
It's a little different. You're 20 something. You're fucking 1,000 guys. That's your life now.
Yeah.
That's your life. You know, and by the way, God bless. You want to do that? Do that.
Yeah.
But are you going to be okay with that when you're 50? Maybe you are. I
But
don't know.
you're also not showing up to the PTA meetings.
Look, she bought a Lamborghini. She got it. Okay, great, cool. That's awesome. And maybe you're having the time of your life. Cool, whatever.
I know, but the things move so fast now that even You know, there's
Yeah,
there's like celebrities like Tiffany. You guys know who that is?
Nope.
The singer?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, she's like 50 or something now.
Yeah.
What does she do?
She can go to, but I'm saying she can go to Starbucks. Nobody's gonna be like, "Oh my God, Tiffany!" So I don't know if like
Who the fuck's Tiffany?
exactly. That's what I'm thinking about. Nick, where's Nick?
I know he left.
When I think about you?
Something like that. I don't remember her song.
Some kind of song.
But this is my
Singing is a little different than porn.
No. I know. No. In a way
Also,
that
there was no internet back then. Eric is a little bit off here.
No. What I'm saying though is that whatever, like I think, even with the internet, man, like this hot
Yeah,
Tula girl,
I know. Yeah.
Like in 10 years. I don't think people might be like, oh yeah, but it's not going to be a thing. I think with
She
porn
also didn't
stars, it's
suck
even
cock.
deeper than that. What I'm saying is this:
Well, yeah,
she can get married, and now
Yeah.
she's 50, and it's just going to be somebody who knows. She might be someplace, and people be like, then all of a sudden it turns into a thing.
Yeah.
I had a friend of mine.
I think
like,
Eric's off.
Well, no, no, you're right. You're right, but that still matters to that person, though.
Nick, bring up Tiffany.
but she's just too young right now.
Tiffany.
The singer from like the 80s.
I mean, right now we're deep in it, but
Yeah, I guess. I mean, look, Kanye dies tomorrow. Is he going to be, in 20 years, are people going to talk about how he was crazy, or are they going to talk about his music? I think they'll still probably talk about his music.
I don't think so.
Bro, the
OJ
music keeps playing, though.
rushed for 2,000 yards. All we talk about is murder.
But music keeps playing.
yeah,
Music keeps
Michael
playing.
Jackson.
I don't think
Put on
it-
the song.
I don't
Put on
Michael
the song.
Jackson, R. Kelly.
Michael Jackson was innocent. R. Kelly was not. But I think
Right.
with some of these guys,
No. It doesn't matter if they're innocent or not. We're talking
It's
about
what's about
what
them.
people are talking about. So who knows?
but
It is
all-
weird when
all-
you see that Michael Jackson, those documentaries, you're like, I don't know, man.
he's trying to get
kind of weird.
own all this shit. And they're like,
Yeah.
all right, cool. Check out this smear campaign.
Those people have
Never
gone
found guilty.
to those people have gone to sued him like 5 or 6 times, and they continuously get thrown out of court. Wade Wilson, and
The FBI investigated everything.
Yeah.
No, there's never been a ounce of evidence that he molested any kid ever.
Now, saying that, is it not? You think it's not weird that he would like be with kids all the time, though?
Pretty weird.
Yeah, it's almost like, come on, okay,
But I
come on,
think
dude.
but I think that's why they were like, oh, this can be easy.
right.
Like you want to smear Michael? He loves kids. He's always with kids.
But then again, it's like again, there was no internet back then.
right?
What's great about it? This is
no
actually a great
evidence?
subject. When
Yeah,
you
no,
go-
you're
when
making-
you deep dive on it, it's fun on the internet.
Really?
Because a lot, like I said, there was no internet back then. So
Right.
now there's a lot of lawyers and journalists
Right.
who have made videos, who have now investigated this,
Yeah.
and they have all this stuff, and this is what they talk about. They're just like, there's no way.
There's nothing.
You find out all the facts about the original cases, and they have all the case files on their things. It's
That
actually
sucks.
it's an interesting deep
It's a
dive.
fun deep dive.
Yeah.
And the best I've seen is Adrian Foster, the running back for the Houston Texans. He's retired now, but he did a deep dive on it because he talks in layman terms, Like he's just a normal dude. And he did a deep dive on it on his podcast. It's good.
Oh, I love that.
It's just weird, dude. Especially like somebody who's been in a scandal, like with that shit, like through the media. It's like, I
Now think about it not having a voice. Like you can't get on podcasts, you
Right,
can't get on
right,
social
right,
media.
right.
So Michael's like, what the fuck?
But here's the thing though. With Michael Jackson, as time passes and they're not playing his music, and the thing, I think that this has become equal about him. I don't think when you think of Michael Jackson, I don't think you think of Billie Jean anymore because they don't play it as much anymore.
Yeah, but
this is the thing you think about more than anything else.
That's what we think about.
Yeah.
But in 30, 40 years, the music's still playing.
Maybe.
The
I
music's
don't
still
know.
playing.
Maybe
bro.
Thriller around Halloween.
No. Music. God, oh yeah, you know that song? I got toast and jam. You know that song?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like the fucking 20s. It's still playing.
Yeah.
Who is that guy? I don't know.
Serial rapist.
Yeah, could have been.
Every now
Well, it's like
and then.
Beethoven.
Is he?
The most popular musician. The most popular musicians ever are Mozart, Beethoven.
You're telling me Mozart didn't do anything?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm agreeing with
don't
your point.
remember, yeah.
Chopin.
Yeah,
These
exactly.
people are going to last longer than
Chopin,
any
all
of
he
these dumb
did was
artists you
jerk
guys
off in front of
you
people.
like. You know what I mean?
All he did was jerk off in front of coworkers.
So anyway,
I like toast and jam.
so stupid. So who knows? Who knows? I agree. But,
Yeah,
but getting back to your point, is
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying is right
Yeah,
now.
yeah, right now, right,
I think
right.
Like you were
porn's
saying
different.
right now, I think a
porn's
porn.
different.
Look,
If you're a
well,
famous porn star, you're good. That's what you're gonna be known for.
Yes.
Like let's say
if you're famous.
Eric, let's say a new a house becomes available, and your next door neighbor, and the most famous OnlyFans girl moves in, and she has a son, your son's age, Wolf's age. Would you let him go over there and play?
Yeah.
You don't give a fuck, right?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
What are you talking about? We're like, it's like unless I.
And she's currently doing it.
No,
Got him.
what are you talking
And
about?
she's currently doing it like, hey, sorry, I can't have Wolf over today. We're shooting a gangbang scene.
Well, I mean, that's not what I don't. But okay, that's crazy. Here's the thing, though.
That's the
a hell-
job.
Take
hell of a
Eric's
sentence.
kids away. You freak.
I don't think that you would have. What I'm saying is like if you're painting
These
a
guys
picture
are
of
gonna
like
come over
if
and
you
spit
know
roast
that's
me.
going on.
Yeah, it's going on.
If a bus of guys are getting out in front of the house, you'd be like, what's going on?
Okay, she goes.
Can you watch Phil? A bunch of guys are coming over to spit roast me tomorrow.
That would be different. But I'm saying I would
Okay,
think that
so
they
she's
would
not-
separate their. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
so she's not doing it at the house, but
Okay.
you still see it online.
Well, I wouldn't see it online, but I know what
Hey.
you're saying.
Hey,
The kids see.
but let's
that-
say you're aware of her work. You're aware. She's just fucking.
I don't
Can
know,
Wolf come over
man.
today?
I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
you know.
I
don't want to. I don't
know.
think that.
I mean, no.
I would say no.
Yeah.
No.
Just because.
Fuck no.
I don't know, man.
No, we can't be around that bullshit.
But hold on though. The kid's 8, and he says, "What is it?" And you got to explain it.
yeah.
When he's 8.
Yeah, you know,
Well,
mom.
that's what I'm saying is like I would think that that's not in my mind. That's not going on. In my mind, like if you're painting a picture that like you live next to a whorehouse,
Right.
That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not.
We have
No,
a
I'm not.
bigger problem with the HOA.
No, you're
than
missing.
just
You're
that.
missing it all.
I don't know, man.
That's her occupation. So whether she's doing it at her house, which most OnlyFans girls do, or she's doing it fucking 7 miles away, that's her occupation currently.
I would have some grace for the kid.
Well,
I would hope that the
You'd
kid
want to have grace, but you
Yeah.
also want to protect your kid.
I would say fuck no.
Fuck no, what?
You're not hanging out with Timmy. His mom sucks cock left and right.
How was it at Timmy's? Oh, it was great. I met Uncle Ben and
Yeah,
Uncle
yeah,
John
yeah, yeah.
and Uncle Sam. and
Well, what,
Yeah,
what about
I got a ski mask.
Then you don't want your kids ever hanging out with the Kardashians' kids.
No, I don't.
Same thing.
No.
I wouldn't want that.
You don't want your kids hanging out. Like if they go to the same school, then they're having a party.
Just based off.
How do you handle that? It's like it's almost like people that say like I'm not going to give my kid a cell phone. Then they're out at school and every
Well,
kid
yeah,
has
you
a
don't want
cell
them to
phone.
get shamed and shit. I mean, you
So
don't
how
have
do
a
you?
cell
I'm just
phone,
saying, how
fuck
do you maneuver through all this kind of stuff?
You maneuver through it. You figure it out. It's like
That's what I'm asking. I'm
If-
asking you.
if-
You know what I mean?
if my kid's
kid's 15 months.
If
and
my
I'm like, all right, I
kid-
got to think about these things.
If one of my kids was like, "Hey, Kanye West's son invited me over, and he's 8."
Well,
I
first
go,
of all, they wouldn't say that. They would say,
Yeah, he's
whatever.
kid.
They wouldn't say that.
Yeezys.
No, they wouldn't say that. They would say Bob or whatever the kid's name is.
No, man.
Hey, I'm hanging out with Bob, and you would be like, "Oh, that's
Bob
cool."
West, dude.
Yeah, whatever the fucking
But I'm
kid's name
saying-
is. They wouldn't. That would be crazy. You know how fucking crazy that sounds.
Yeah.
Your kid comes home. If Calvin came home and said, "Dad, Yee's kid wants," that's not how
No
it's gonna be.
shit, man. I'm doing it so you'll know who I'm talking about.
No, but what I'm saying to you is, when do you find that out?
Oh, okay, fair enough. But that's not what you said until now.
When you find
That's
what
not what
out?
you said.
You didn't even let me get there.
When you
because
find what out? Who his dad is?
Yeah. So the
Yeah,
kid.
you know though, bro.
No, you don't.
Because he names his kids shit like Winky and stuff.
Oh, my God.
Oh, Winky wants me over.
Oh, my
that's
God.
Kanye's kid. You know, like,
Winky West. Let's take a break. Huh?
Can we take a little break? Because, guys, you're huge boxing fans. And you guys know this. I don't know why I'm even telling you two and the rest of the gang in here. Because boxing's biggest weekend is finally here. And DraftKings Sportsbook is bringing the heat. It all kicks off Friday in Times Square. That's New York, as Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Lopez light up New York City. Then on Saturday, the King returns. Canelo, the redhead with freckles who can box his ass off, don't sneeze, right? Yeah, don't do that. You're fired.
I'm allergic to such great, cool DraftKings sportsbook.
That's
bringing
right, dude.
heat
You're
things.
allergic to Canelo Alvarez, just like he's allergic to Mexican tacos. Canelo Alvarez is back on DAZN pay-per-view. And Sunday, probably the best boxer in all the land, it's a can't-miss moment, all right? Anyway, makes his electrifying U.S. debut in Las Vegas. This is a fight weekend for the history books, and DraftKings Sportsbook is your front row seat to all the action. New to DraftKings, You're going to love this. New customers get 5 to get 200 in bonus bets instantly. That's right. $5 get you 200 to play with.
Cash in on boxing's biggest week ever with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code GOLDEN. That's code GOLDEN to unlock $200 in bonus bets when you place a $5 bet. Only on DraftKings. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
200.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. New customers only. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
I'm saying if your kid is like now like been going to school for 6 months and they're he's like making friends and then the kid is like, hey dad, so and so, and you're like, oh, this is cool. Like, what does the kid do?
Yeah.
When do you ask about what the mother?
Well,
go back to the porn
Eric,
stuff.
you'll
I'm
know.
saying go back to the porn stuff. Okay, your kid goes to public school, private school, whatever. Do you think that everybody at the school is going to know
Everyone
that
knows.
this mom is
100%.
such and such porn star?
100%. 100%.
It depends what age, but yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, maybe not 5, but yeah. But
No,
like 10.
everyone will know.
You mean
Everyone
he's talking about the parents?
Everyone
Yeah.
will know.
Yeah,
I
would
could
think
tell
so.
you what every one of Tiger's friends do before Tiger was friends with them.
So like, are you going to send? But I could see that at like a prestigious private school because maybe they don't even let that kid into school if they know that. But if your kid's going
They
to
let
like
him
because the money. If it's like a regular situation, like what if like
Well, the only thing
regular private? Maybe you want to send your kid to public school. Maybe
Right,
it's like
to help Eric's argument out, let's say Calvin's going to public school, right? It's like, Dad, meet my friend Jeff. Can you go over to Jeff's? Like, yeah, sure. And nobody would really know this. You find out that the dad's a Hell's Angel.
Right.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
So, not some as Glenn.
Yeah. No, because
Even if it's Riley Reid. What if it's like, well, what if like now the kid comes to your house, Calvin's like, this is my buddy, and then they're playing, they're having a good time. And, oh, my mom's coming to pick me up. You open the door and it's like 47-year-old Riley Reid.
He's never coming back again.
Look, it's like
you're like, but you don't know right away because she's
hold on.
47. You're like, huh?
If you're currently
you do?
still doing it, that's different than you
Yes.
have done it.
Yes.
If you have done it, then okay, I try to give the person, give the person grace. You'd like to,
What I'm saying.
if they're on their way from a bukkake, you don't get to go over.
So you think like the mom's gonna pick up their
All
kid?
glazed and shit. I knew you were going. I knew where you were going.
She opens the door and it's just like, oh hey, do you have a towel?
I came here
So
to
I
pick.
didn't have time to clean up.
I came here to pick
you have a
Jeff.
towel?
I came here to. Never mind.
Do the Drapes podcast.
I had a fucking bit.
Go ahead.
Do it.
Go ahead. Go
Do
do
it.
it.
Never mind, dude. It was. You know what it was? No. It was a good bit, and you guys just kept talking, dude. And it's fine, but you weren't. You don't get it. You don't get it now.
Woo! Getting Chris mad is like the best thing, right? You know what I mean? Good for the pod.
You'll see once Wolf gets a little older.
of course,
You'll know all of them.
Really?
All of them. Yeah.
Well, I like my neighbors now, and I'm just.
And then you can influence. They're kids, so you can influence them. Like, I want to hang with them.
That sucks. It just sucks. I just think like when because like you live like if you move into a new neighborhood, you don't know everybody in this neighborhood.
I will though.
I know, but like
I do my homework.
you want to do the homework first before like so. Your
Brennan.
kids like the kids are playing outside. You're gonna be like you can't play outside until I investigate every parent in the neighborhood.
This is Brennan.
Very small blinds.
Yeah. Look, this is Brennan right here.
That's Chin.
Oh, there it is.
Chin, can you come over? I need to see the neighbors. Tell me what they're doing.
Yeah.
Chin's
Hey.
like this.
Chin's like, I got it.
Chin's all.
He puts his fingers in the blinds. Dude.
There's no lifting. I just looked through.
Chin just goes like this.
And then we're going like this. Can you even see it?
How can you see through that?
I got all the schematics.
Yeah, dude. This is like tough stuff. Sucks.
Sucked.
Yeah, it sucks. Because I think about that too. It's like I always say, like on Instagram, hoes become housewives very quick.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that's the nature of being.
But there's levels of hoes though.
No, but even still, man. If it's 10, like even these girls who are just like sort of, all thirst trappy all the time on their Instagram.
Yeah.
Then,
I have
10
a
years
thing.
later, you're like, oh, who's this dude and this little kid?
But you know what it is? Why you don't want your son hanging out? You just don't align. You know what I'm saying? Like you just, I'll tell T, like you don't want to fuck with that kid. It's just not what we're about. He also deals drugs.
True. Yeah.
I lie to him.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, but it's so easy for us to say, oh, well, we don't want you to go over to,
a porn star's house.
The porn star's house, but we don't know that she's doing the porn there. What if she's not? She's like, I'm professional. What if the mom came over and was like, I know you've seen me do this thing, but I never do this at the house. I'm actually a great mom. I care about my kid. This is just the way I make money over here.
Yeah,
what if she has a conversation with you? Is he going to be like, oh, okay, cool? Or you might still be like, I don't like what you do. I don't like what you represent, so I don't want my kid coming over there.
It's tough.
If the porn star comes over and says,
You got me.
but we're assuming that doesn't happen. We're talking about if the porn star is the porn star and doing scenes at her house. That's what we're talking about.
No, but
it's way different.
I said they could go up the road.
I'm saying
it's
I'm
not in the neighborhood.
No,
but
I'm
it's still,
saying,
it's still content. Her content is out there,
right,
and you're familiar with it.
That's different. If she's done, and if she used to do it, and now she doesn't do it, then my kid's gonna find out about porn anyway.
Yeah.
So that's okay to me. That's where you have some grace, I feel like, because like
how awkward, Tiffany, 12 inches, girl. All right, have a good morning.
If it's currently happening,
but you would think that because you wouldn't talk about it like that because the kids are playing in the living room right there. Think of how funny that awkward conversation is as you're standing in the doorway while an ex porn chick from 3 years ago is now dropping her kid off and you're just looking at her like, hey,
bro.
I don't understand if it's. But Chris, my point is, just
people
simply,
are weird about it, but
yes,
fuck.
If people are weird about it, they making the choice. I think he's more on that side. You're saying, regardless of where she does it or anything, I just rather choose. It just
doesn't align.
It doesn't align.
Yeah.
So that's all I'm saying. So whether it's right or not, that's that choice.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm saying I initially said, because I'm going to give some grace immediately. Because I don't think if you're living in the neighborhood that I live in, and I just don't think you'd be doing that there. But if you find out, then you're like, if my kid comes home and he's like, yeah, there was some weird stuff going on, Dad. Then you're like,
then hell,
right?
Yeah.
Then you're like, get the fuck out of here.
I've been trying to make a picture of Erik eating dinner with Kanye West and their children, but I just cannot do it.
It's definitely just death watching you.
Oh wow,
That would be weird.
that was so scary.
Horrifying.
It's
But see, but where I am in line with Brendan on is the fact that I don't think I could do that. I don't think I could hang out with Kanye West.
Well,
you don't have to because he's not around.
Well, you don't.
I know, but no. But what I'm saying is with something that like this is kind of like, what are we talking about? You know what I mean? That's
you
kind of
don't
weird.
know. You don't know that. Look, okay. Kanye West says a lot of crazy things on videos and online and all that stuff.
Right.
If I were to meet Kanye West, I would, for me, give him the benefit of the doubt because I've never met him. What's up? That doesn't mean I agree with what he's doing.
Yeah, I wouldn't come at him.
This is what I said initially.
But if
about Grace, and you both were like, no,
I did not say that.
I
did not say that, dude.
Yeah,
I said you'd have some grace. I said that. Do I want to live next to? How about this? I don't want to live next to somebody who's fucking bukkake all over the place.
Especially expensive neighborhood. You pay so much money for the house.
So
property value goes down. I mean, that's just a lot to think about.
Yeah.
Like if you knew, what if you found out you're in a neighborhood and there's a whorehouse next door?
Yeah.
Like a high class $10,000 a night.
I don't want to do that. I mean, I'm not going to be home a lot, but I don't want to do that. No, I'm kidding.
I'd have to check it out.
No, I'm kidding.
Your car's been parked out front. Where have you been?
Why do you drive there? It's next door.
But these are all the crazy hypotheticals is what I'm saying. Though.
Yeah.
So
it's a lot to think about.
That's why my initial thought was positive. I was just saying
yes.
I would think that. I'm thinking of all the math.
If I don't know somebody, I meet them. the internet's not going to not let me. Dude, I'm going to give. Hi, I've never met you. What's up? Hey, dude, what's going on?
Right.
If then you start talking about like Jews in the way Kanye goes, I don't want to be around this fucking guy.
Yeah.
If you know.
But okay, this is a great example. Another hypothetical. Even in this situation, so what if Kanye, you meet him and he's like, man, this is all. I just doing this all for the gram.
Well, then I
blah,
go
blah,
like
blah.
this. Then I go like that. Then it's different. I go like this. I go, that's really, really terrible to even do that as a joke or as a online. And
I don't think you'd say that to him in person. You think you would?
yeah.
I would just go, damn, that's crazy. I'd probably walk
Oh
away.
no. Yeah, no.
But this is-
You
Yeah.
wouldn't be like, bro, that's.
But you're making the same choice.
Yeah, yes, yeah. I would say, wow, that's crazy. Yeah, but I'm saying if he were to be asking like about it, then I would be like, oh no, yeah, that's wild. I'm saying if I wouldn't just offer up that information.
No, but if you're like, if someone like, I don't know what scenario it'd be in.
Well, it's the context of
for
your
him to-
kids want to hang out.
Yeah, and
It's
then,
the context of that.
and then you and Kanye are at the pool, right? And he's just standing there, and you're like, man, how about the kids? Like, yeah, man, I'm just glad to be off the road, man. It's been fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And you're like, yeah, dude, I seen that shit, man. How you dealing with it? And he's like, yeah, it's all fake, dude. I just do it for the views. You're like, oh, damn.
Yeah, I would.
You
be
wouldn't be like, I do not approve
no.
of
But
this.
that's not what I'm saying. Yeah, I would totally
I'd
just
just
be
like,
like,
all right.
oh wow, that's crazy.
But here's the thing though. This is my.
I mean-
wait. Let me. This is my point. You could still, because of that, still make the choice. Now I still don't want my kids hanging out.
I
with
would
his
feel
kids.
more comfortable if he said that.
Yeah, I would too.
I'd be like, okay, I get it. Meaning,
I still
you're
still would
it's
be like,
I still don't approve of the shit you're saying, but so you're not batshit crazy. I'm not gonna leave my kid at your house alone.
I don't know, man. That's still fucked up.
Yeah, because then that means you made this conscious choice
decision
to
just
make
be a
people
fucking
feel bad.
villain?
To be a villain.
people feel bad?
To me,
Either way,
that's just as
either way,
bad.
you're not leaving the kid over there by himself.
It's just as bad. Right.
I don't know.
You're never doing.
Yeah,
it.
because you don't want him to open up a room and
Never.
it's just like the the I Hate Jews room.
Yeah.
Of the merch room.
Or
You
he's
know what I
like,
mean?
hey,
Like
you
it's not
mind
even real, but it's the merch room.
Mind
You
if
know?
you're my son, try
Kanye-
this robe on and put this weird hat on? You're like, what the fuck? And it takes a picture of your kid.
Kanye gave me this shirt.
right.
Let me see it.
It's this one. I took this shirt.
Yeah.
He gave me a swag bag. It'd be like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What a talk, huh?
I don't. Yeah, I don't.
It's all interesting, but
It's interesting, but
like T always, I always brag like strongest dad on the field, and then T played against Aaron Donald's son. They go to school together.
who's that?
Aaron Donald is,
He's in the top 5 greatest football player ever.
and he's so strong.
Yeah.
And T goes, Dad, are you stronger than him? I went, buddy, for the first time,
Wow.
that guy's stronger than me. He goes, no. I'm like, buddy,
Well,
yes.
look at that guy. How tall is he?
6'2",
Yeah, dude, professional athletes though, man. Jesus.
freak.
Well, he was a professional athlete.
Yeah. But
I mean,
compared to him, I'm
playing
a water boy.
football for 10 plus years, what you have to do
Sure, yeah,
to
strength-wise.
maintain strength and
Strength-wise, yeah.
But there's
endurance.
NFL guys who are strong, and there's him.
Oh,
Like
okay.
notoriously known for crazy workouts, insanely strong.
No,
I think it's crazy
yeah.
that
so I took
Shannon
one for the
Sharpe
team.
looks like that
I
at
took one for the
55.
team. He's on supplements, but I took one for the team. I told T, I said, nah, man, that guy's strong.
55 though.
Yeah, but okay.
And now Tiger doesn't talk to me.
Yeah, but you hold on. That guy's stronger than you. Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
If you guys fought, it would be a different
beat him
story.
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
of course. So it depends what if you guys.
T's just solely talking about the weight room.
Yeah, so it's like,
So I swallowed that
Yeah,
pill. I
but
went,
also the strongest.
stronger.
But being the strongest is
Very important.
although it's admirable
It's
and although it's something that a kid looks up to,
it's everything.
it's not only that. No, it's not.
Yeah, it is, though.
Well, no, currency is different. Like in your kids love sports, love to do that. They want to excel at that because that's largely who you are,
Yeah.
and you've influenced them,
Yeah.
bro. In my house, currency is who makes people laugh already. Even with Billy, it's already by design. Billy will do something and be like this, and look at me and wait for me to laugh.
Yeah.
So that's very important to them.
Yeah.
Of course, it's still important for them. Hey, Dad, are you strong? But I'm saying there's other things too.
Yeah,
like
I'm never going to be that.
Not in
But I'm
our
always going to be
household.
the smartest person on the field. Yeah, see that guy that can beat people up?
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't fuck with him.
don't fuck with him. But, I'll make him feel bad.
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah. So
Then we're gonna run to the car.
You know, it's,
Get in the car!
it's like look,
Dad said some horrible shit.
look, and, I mean, look, there will always be that gladiatorial fucking, centuries and centuries ago, strength was the most important thing, or fighting was the most important, whatever,
It still
power,
is if shit
power.
breaks down.
If it does, but it's not right now. Right now, we have a law. We have the law. We have. You can't kill somebody. You know what I'm saying? So if that,
Well, I mean, this is also but
but then
the
you
10
go to
richest
jail.
people in the world, I'm sure, can't bench 100 pounds.
Right, but I'm saying, but they could take you out in a second and get away with it.
Yeah,
You'd be dead.
Nerds,
You know what I'm saying?
running the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be dead. So who's
The people you
what is strength?
The people you bullied. You know what I mean?
So what is strength? What is strength when Jeff Bezos goes like this? And you just go, so anyway,
or your phone just turns off.
I get it. It's not physical strength, but it's
yeah, to your point, I guess it's the currency in the house because that was the gifts I was given.
Yeah.
And so they have it too, so it's
and it's
high on the
awesome, dude,
totem pole.
and that's great because a lot of people don't have shit. Yeah. But you have that talent, you have that brute strength you were born with, and now your kids are going to have at least some of that.
Oh, they have it. They have it.
For sure. So
T came home with a C, and his mom was so mad. He had a C in math or some bullshit. And I just told him, I said, buddy, I'm here at Schaub. We ain't going to be rocket scientists, bro.
wow, that's hilarious.
You ain't going to be NASA, I'll tell you right now. You're
Yeah.
seeing NASA guys 6'4", 240 pounds.
Maybe.
You better start catching them balls.
They do other shit, yeah.
Better throw that baseball a little harder, pal. So when
No,
you can
but
make it out of the
you know
hood.
what?
And by hood, I mean this
First of all,
5,000 square foot house.
First of all, so much more that you've done in your life. You're been a businessman longer than you were a professional athlete.
Well, yeah, it's like you want.
I mean, that's something to look up to. Also.
yeah, for fuck
sure.
yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So I think that your kids are gonna get some of that too.
100%.
Bro,
They're gonna have that.
when
They're gonna be like
when your
selling
kids
shit.
grow up,
You know what I mean?
When your kids grow up, dude, you being physically strong is not going to be in the top 5 things that they admire. It's not, dude.
Oh, you don't think so?
No, not when they grow up and they talk about dad. When they're 40, they're going to talk about.
And they go back and look at their Instagram and say, damn, he did 225, 30
No,
times?
bro, they're not going to say that.
You don't think so?
No, bro.
He does it.
They're gonna be talking about all the businesses and stuff. He's gonna be talking about that. They're gonna be talking about that.
What
He's gonna be
about that one
What about that
post?
time I did the?
They're like, Dad benches 225
I'm not
Monday
saying-
through Friday?
I'm not
He was
saying it's
40?
not
Over
impressive.
20
When he
times
was
he's
40?
42? We can't do this.
I'm just trying to say to you.
No, I'm with you, brother. I
It's
appreciate
like,
it.
yeah, you got more stuff
Yeah,
going on than
yeah.
that.
I get. Look,
That's a bonus that you.
But
still
you
be
know
like
what?
that.
People will tell me. My wife. People close to me will also tell me. You're not. It's not. You're not loved because you're funny, dude. You know what I'm saying?
she's wrong.
No. Casual people, yes. People who come see me, fans, yes. But that's not
Oh,
why.
no, your family? No.
Yeah,
No, it's
exactly.
because you're good
But-
dad.
But
Yeah.
that will be something that you can, especially coming up, being like, this is why I matter. This is why I'm worth something. And it's like, dude, you're worth something because you are, period. And so, it's a weird kind of thing to get sucked into. But anyway, living next to someone who gets bukkakied is a no-no.
Facts.
to button it up.
Yeah.
I get it.
No, I just...
I think we all agree with that.
yeah.
I think we all agree if we found out there was a bukkake going on.
If you found it,
next
what
door.
if you found?
Of course.
Yeah. What if you found a dream house, and you're like, oh, it's great, we love it,
It's such a fun game.
and then you find out, okay, we got to tell you though, the neighbor is,
P. Diddy.
well, that's a little different. Just a straight.
What if P. Diddy got out, right? He just gets
Yeah.
out and he moves next door.
No, you wouldn't move in. Come on.
Which he probably
No, you've
will.
already moved in.
You think he'll get off?
Yeah.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Really?
He's going to walk right out of there.
gonna get
Oh, I disagree.
Listen, let me just say this one thing.
Educate him.
Let me just say this one
Educate me.
thing. They released that tape of him beating up Cassie.
Yeah.
That's perfect because it biased the grand jury. So when it came time for the grand jury to be like, well, can we proceed with this case and have no bail? That is in everybody's head. It's like, well, here's
Sure,
who he is.
yeah.
What I'm saying is, without that, I think he'd have been free right now.
Long ago.
Just,
On bail.
just walking out on
100%,
bail.
100%.
And then, fighting this.
That's why that was released. It was all timing.
Yeah. But we'll see.
Sure.
We're like, look how bad of a guy he is. Oh, and we found
Well, the
lube in
trial's
his
coming up.
house.
I
Bro.
definitely
The
understand.
trial's coming up. The trial, we'll see.
When
the
is
trial's coming up. It's in May.
Where?
In wherever.
Wow.
It's in May, so we'll see. But I just and all this.
He got arrested here, right? Or no,
I thought
Miami.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have that was a federal thing, so they can go. They
that's
can
right.
go anywhere.
I think it's
New
here.
York.
New York. Yeah,
It's in
So-
New York.
no, but
where
there's
it's being
different
held right
cases.
now.
They're pretty
There's
loosey
different-
goosey in
yeah,
New
yeah.
York, man.
different cases, you
Yeah.
know. So I don't know, because like the one lawyer already came out. The lawyer was like, this isn't. They don't have anything like what you guys think. There's no sex tapes. There's no kids
I get
involved.
that. I get
there's
that.
no-
I get that. I
So
get
it's like what they're going. Like Chappelle had a funny joke about it. Like, how you have a RICO case with one person?
Yeah.
You know, that's usually a conspiracy of a bunch of people. So we'll see.
Right. What did he get arrested for RICO?
That's part
That's
of one.
one of
That,
the
yeah,
things.
that's one of the things. So you're like, you know,
They only got some white kid who played basketball at Syracuse. He's a walk-on. He's like, I sold him weed. Like, get him.
Is that right? Real?
Yeah. Yeah.
well, the one guy, his
That's
guy that was arrested and
Yeah.
obviously plead out. He had
The
a
white
plea
boy.
deal. The white guy that
Yeah.
was his guy that he gets the stuff,
his
right?
guy.
So that guy he's not in jail. So maybe he was like, he said, hey, you need to tell us everything or
Right.
you're going to go to jail. So I'm
Right.
sure that guy turned on him.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that's still, if you have to do that to get somebody, then how much evidence do you really have?
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Well, so I guess my.
So we're Team P. Diddy here.
So no. So
So you
hold
move
on.
into a neighborhood and P. Diddy's already living there, or it's one of his houses.
No, you just
Yeah.
you just bought the house. Escrow closed everything. You're there for a week, and like, oh wow, look, somebody's
hear
moving
this
in.
fucking,
P. Diddy's
"Ain't
like,
nobody hold me down. Ain't nobody hold-" Oh, no.
Take that, take
Was that
that.
Mace that just walked by?
take that. Is that Eve?
Oh no! Did Black Rob just drive out? So wait. But okay. So
You can't do anything about
here's
it.
another thing though, and I know
You're an escrow.
we're obviously
You're gonna lose
but
money.
This is a funny.
There has to be somebody worse than P. Diddy where you're like, oh, what the fuck?
No, but hold on. Wait, about the P
Maybe
Diddy
not.
thing. About the Diddy thing. Hold on.
Who would
so,
be worse?
Are you saying? Do you think he'll get off based on technicality and because he didn't do anything?
No,
Okay.
no.
You're not saying that.
I'm not saying it.
Okay.
I'm not saying
He
no.
did some awful shit. I
He
don't.
did
I
some
just
stuff,
don't.
but
Think
I don't know if they have the evidence of
Yeah,
that.
Got it.
That's
exactly.
the thing. You know.
Do you think? Because here's the okay. So then take Shannon Sharpe, right? He's going through his shit.
That's just ridiculous.
Okay, but
How so?
you tell me why. Tell me why. I agree. I think that it's bullshit, but why?
I think that like when you are when somebody, it'd be different if a third party was recording them.
Yes.
And they had this weird conversation where you're like, dude, why would you say that? But when you hear the recordings and see the text messages, nobody texts like this. No means no, Shannon.
Oh, she wrote that?
Yes. When
Yeah.
you're texting that,
She set him up.
this is a setup.
Oh,
you know
got
what I
it.
mean? But here's the
And they're a consensual relationship for 2 years.
2 years.
Yeah. No.
He
I
met
know.
her at the gym.
And also when he's like, when I see you, I'm gonna choke you. Like he's not like, bitch, I'm gonna choke.
No, I know, I
you.
understand
You're
that.
gonna
It's-
die.
but
He
it's
was like,
se-
he's like, I'm gonna choke.
But sex
when I
talk
see
is sex talk. Yeah.
you. Have you seen her text to him?
Yeah.
Oh,
no,
I want you to
no.
impregnate me.
What
all
I've
crazy.
seen
Choke
her,
me.
what I've seen her,
I want
what
that
I've
black
seen of her
baby.
is her showing her anus at the gym.
Yeah.
So it's
but
like,
guys, but here's the thing too, though.
What's Shannon doing?
No,
there,
but here's the
man?
thing
but,
too.
but, but,
like,
but this is what I was going to say. But this is what I was going to say.
that's a different thing.
But this is what I
We
was
know
going to
what he's
say.
doing.
No, we know what he's doing. But this is what I was going to say.
I do.
He is Shannon. He's Shannon Sharpe. He's 56 years old.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's a grandpa.
fucking with a 19-year-old OnlyFans chick.
Yep.
Okay. At what point? Now, at what point are you like, bro? You better not do this. This shit's gonna fucking blow up in your face, right? Because this is the fucking shit that blows up in your face.
Yeah.
Right. Take it from me, dude. I was out on the road, fucking all sorts of women, and then what happens is somebody ends up not liking you because of something, and then
You need just one
It
out
turns
of
into a
100.
thing.
All you need, let's say you fucked 100 girls.
Bro,
you just need one out
if
of the 100.
you're
to
having
be
sex
great.
with strangers, if you're having sex with strangers, it's a bad idea.
This is my point.
Yeah.
That's exactly, and not even just that. Check this out. This is the greater point for me, is that when you are when you don't really know this person.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So you don't know this person.
Just know she has a fat ass.
and also that, like, listen, a woman scorned is a real thing.
Oh yeah.
So like if you're gonna treat,
I mean-
if you're gonna treat this 19-year-old, I don't care what they do. All right. I don't care if they could be a high class hooker. It doesn't matter. They're OnlyFans porn. That shit doesn't matter. If a man treats that woman a certain way for 2 years, if she was just a hole to him for 2 years, he became a wallet to her. Like you can't treat someone like that.
She views them as that.
Yeah.
So she's like,
you can't just treat a woman.
You're gonna
treat a
ghost
woman
me?
like you're just this is all you are to me. She's gonna be like, well, wait a minute, okay. So you're not gonna,
So he posted these texts. So she goes, I want to be abused, daddy. I want like some hardcore BDSM action though. So she,
Put a big black baby in me.
That was my favorite.
No, but the real issue with this is like we should not be privy to this.
I agree with that.
Listen. This is what really happened here. They set the setup up. They go to him. They know about what's going on. He's about to get this money and
He
stuff.
offered $10 million.
And which is a standard amount, by the way, because they think about the court costs and the lawyer fees, and that's the number.
He said, "Fuck off."
And he said, "Fuck off." And I'm sure it was the lawyer saying, we could do more because he wants to get more because he's already gonna get 40% of that.
Correct.
And then she's gonna end up with like what?
But the same example. This is what happened with. Do you know this exact same thing happened with P. Diddy? So one of his old girls came to his team and was like, yo, I have all this information. If you don't pay me, it was $25 million, I'm going to go to the public with this. And Diddy's team was like, fuck off. She's like, all right, say less.
But here's the thing, though. But the timeline is this now. The reason why you go to someone like that is because you're saying, we're going to embarrass you in the court of public opinion. That's the first thing.
Yes.
That's why you pay. Like, there's no crimes being committed here, right? So she's saying like, okay, you want us to put this stuff out? And then he was like, you know what? I'll ride this out. I already had that other tape out where I was fucking somebody, so who cares, right? But then they add the element of like, well, we're going to,
you did choke her.
Right. He raped me.
And he's like, fuck,
okay, so now he's like, what?
Yep.
You know what I mean? But here's the thing. This is all for the court of public opinion. Because if they were to really go to court, she can't just play snippets of the tape.
Right,
No.
right.
She
Can't just play.
Expose everything.
They expose everything.
They can't
and then
go
they're
to
gonna be
court.
like, well, hold on a second. This is different. But at that point, the damage is done. The damage is done to him. Now he left ESPN. He made the choice because they were probably going to tell him you got to go.
Yes.
But we'll see what happens because in 6 months or whatever, how many months, if this is going to go away, because I guarantee you this is not going to court. This is going to get thrown out, and then he's going to be back.
It'll get settled.
And then, but ESPN has to decide, hey, do we want to be with somebody who engages in this kind of thing? And hey, people engage in a lot of stuff, but when it comes out in public, you have to answer for it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. And now he's answering for it right now. But it's like, and then we live in a society now about, the age gap and all that kind of stuff. But it's like, she was at the gym, grown-ass woman.
It was all legal.
It was all, you know what I mean? So, but then you can have an opinion on it. But it's like, so she's at the gym doing stuff, flirting with him. And he's like, okay, he's Shannon Sharpe. He fucks around. And she's like, well, let's get it on. Oh, how old are you? Oh, you 19, 20? At that point, he made that choice. He was like, well, she's into it. Fuck it, let's go. Or he could be like, you know what? I only get freaky with, they gotta be 32 for me to get freaky with them. And then the society is like, well, yeah, now she's more. So the only thing that can stop these women is old dick. So old dick is hypnotizing these girls who are like, she got 500,000 followers. She making $1 million, whatever money she making, and she's making all these choices. But all of a sudden, the old dick comes around and she's like, I do not know what I'm doing anymore. I cannot make choices anymore because old dick is hypnotizing me.
Because of money.
Did you hear Schultz on Shannon
crazy.
Sharpe 3 weeks before all this came out? Yeah, Shannon was asking about like girls. You have a girl. He's like, nah, man. He goes, I won't even ride an elevator if it's a woman by herself. I'll get off the elevator. So Schultz was on the show Charlemagne Brilliant Idiots. And he's like, yeah, I thought it was weird because he was talking about, I'll get off the elevator if a white black girl gets on there. I get off whatever floor and I wait for the next elevator. Schultz like, because weird he was saying that, and Charlemagne had a good point. He's like, because he was dealing with this.
Yeah.
He knew this was coming out. So that's why he started going hard in the paint on that.
I know, but even still, though, he can still be like that, and it's different from meeting somebody in public, sparking a conversation. You start texting, and you feel like you're like-minded. Oh, she like role play.
But if you're
if
you're that conscious of how these type of women work, and you won't even ride an elevator, you ain't doing that wild shit. I think he's overcompensating because he knew the shit was coming out.
Of course. Yeah. But what I'm saying though is even still, you could still be having this fling with this person you've been having a fling with for 2 years and still be like, ain't gonna be no new women in my life.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the thing where it's like,
all of it's a shame. People
like,
suck.
Yeah,
people
man.
Suck,
yeah,
man.
It's like let them just have their time. They have their time. You move on.
Like for Shannon, for my first reaction, like, God, what are you doing? I was like, God, people suck. He should be allowed to do that without fucking losing his job.
It doesn't even matter.
What the fuck's wrong with
even
people?
if the girl could have been 35 and freaky and doing the same thing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I don't know. But why is it the same lawyer that's involved in all this same kind of stuff?
He's just a scumbag. That's how he makes money.
It sucks.
That's how he makes a living.
It sucks.
Tearing men down.
But I think he's going to survive it.
100%.
He's going to survive it.
Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'll be back on ESPN, but his podcast is bigger than anything he does at ESPN.
Well, yeah.
Well, they let him be on ESPN even after that one thing came out, and you would have thought they would have been like, yo, dude, you can't be on Instagram Live. That already, to me, goes against their conduct, and they still kept him on.
That's true.
So I think he'll survive this too, especially if the case is completely thrown out. They don't even allow it forward. They don't have the evidence, and then it's like, so people can just say whatever they want about me because I'm famous. But then the thing is, like, you go to him and you go, hey, dude, you made this choice. And we all have made bad choices like that. Every person you've ever been involved with is not a good person.
Yeah, facts.
So say the lady was 40 and he made these same choices, but she was 40 and she's still doing this.
He loses his job still.
No,
yes.
I understand, but did he make a bad choice?
Right.
Because he's single.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. He is single, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. But it's like, so now that's more palatable for people out there. But it's like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you could barely put a big black baby in a 40-year-old. You know what I mean?
Well, remember when Paul Pierce
She
got
would say
fired?
that, put a big black baby. He's like, wait, we need to go to the doctor first.
We better hurry.
remember ESPN fired Paul Pierce, remember? Because he was just on Instagram Live with strippers.
Right.
And he lost his job.
But he was
But if that was Shannon Sharpe, he wouldn't have lost his job.
No, but he was saying some crazy stuff, though. It was
more.
more than that, though. Paul Pierce was saying crazy shit
I didn't know that.
on that. He was saying some crazy stuff that they were like, But you know what? The world was different then. Maybe now, because he's back doing stuff.
He's doing
maybe now. I'm saying he's on Fox. He's on a show on Fox.
Yeah.
So he's on the Speak. So what I'm saying is, maybe now, it's like things are different now. Like even that Shannon Sharpe sex thing with Instagram, maybe 5 to 6 years ago,
he loses his job.
He loses his job.
Now they're like,
Now they're kind of like, whoa, we need to slow down on this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
No question. You can't wear a suit to work and then fucking go on Instagram Live six years ago and get sucked off. You can't do that. Yeah.
I don't think Paul Pierce said anything on that. He was just at a private party drinking, smoking weed.
And it had strippers. And they're like, this is against regulation.
Yeah, if that was Shannon Sharpe, he'd still be
I thought
employed.
he was saying some stuff.
No.
There was one time where they were watching a basketball game with Kevin Garnett, and he was like wasted and kind of like embarrassing, but he didn't really say anything inappropriate. He was just clearly hammered.
Well, anyway, he's back.
Yeah.
So it don't matter. That's what I'm saying.
And how funny is it? His last name is Pierce, and he got stabbed.
When?
Like the 90s.
I met Paul Pierce at a weed party, like a party that did the weed magazine.
That tracks.
Was throwing a thing, and I was like, oh, what's up, man?
High Times.
And they were trying to do like stock options and stuff like that. It was weird.
Well, let's see what happens with Shannon. Is that it, kids?
That's it.
That's been it. Check me out, La Jolla Comedy Store. I'm gonna be in Indianapolis at Helium June 4th, and then at 5th, 6th, and 7th I'll be at the Lexington Comedy off Broadway. Check me out.
I'm gonna be all over the place. Go to chrislear.com. I'll be in Canada. I'll be in Boston and New York this weekend. So go get it.
All right, kids. Love you. Oh, giveaway drops today. DriveFastAllGas.com. 800 horsepower last call edition TRX. Pick up some merch. I'm actually entered to win. You win the truck and $10,000 cash. DriveFastAllGas.com. Love you.